What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Bad Fortune Racing Channel. I got something new I want to show you guys. It's really cool. I've been wanting to get this for quite some time now. Finally pulled the trigger on it. But first, I just want to give you guys a backstory on it. This all started out with like PlayStation 1 back in the day. Just a small simulator wheel, Gran Turismo 1, and that's where the addiction started. With gaming, Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, Forza, and ever since then I've always wanted to invest in like a really nice simulator wheel, something with force feedback and a clutch and a shifter and everything else. So I ended up pulling the trigger and getting a Fanatec Club Sport wheel. I ended up purchasing the pedals, the shifter, the handbrake, and now I can basically end up have an entire setup right in my living room, and it's going to be cool. I've seen a lot of pro drivers with this, and they say it feels very close to the real thing, and with the off season coming, I think it's definitely going to be a good investment. Alright, so here's all the packages that came in today. Here's the handbrake. I believe this is the shifter right here. The pedals, I ended up getting the wheelbase and Xbox and PC wheel, so I can try a little bit of everything, and we're just going to do an unboxing. Alright, so here's the first box. This is the handbrake. This is definitely, I think, one of the coolest pieces of this whole kit. From what they say, it kind of has like a pull, like you would feel an actual hydraulic handbrake. Sick. See if I can figure out how to open it. Oh, this is nice the way they display this. All comes with the foam and everything. Pretty legit. Damn. This is freaking cool. It's like pretty legit quality. I don't want to like pull on it and screw something up. Oh yeah, that feels pretty legit. This thing has like a lot of pull to it, so ton of resistance. It's got that nice like brushed stainless look to it, like a foam grip. So overall, this is pretty nice quality. Definitely worth the money so far. Now let's move on. See what else we got. Alright, moving on to the shifter. So I guess this shifter is it's like a 7-speed, and then you can also do a sequential setup, something like you'd see on like a dog box or a Formula D car. So that's going to be cool, because once I get this all set up, if I build like a pro level car and I want to see what it's like to drive something with a sequential transmission, this will allow me to kind of simulate that, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that, since I've only driven cars with like 5 or 6 speeds in it. This is legit. So right off the bat, I can see it came with like 2 different shift knobs, which I think this one's probably my favorite. This looks pretty cool. It kind of has like a gunmetal look to it. Oh, then again, this one's pretty sick too. Wow, the quality of this thing is like, I'd say this thing probably weighs like at least 3 or 4 pounds. Like, this thing definitely has some decent quality. It's almost made like an aluminum heat sink all the way around. Not really gonna be able to like feel how this is until it's mounted, but wow, this feels super legit. Alright, so when I was trying to move the shifter, I couldn't actually go like left and right. I couldn't figure it out. I didn't know if that was something I had to take out, because I haven't really read the directions yet. But it has a little switch right here on the side. So that's 8 for like 8-speed pattern. or there's sequential if you move it over this way, and that's what I was talking about, just the up and down type motion, and then move it over to 8, and then you got your regular H pattern, which is pretty cool. And again, this thing feels like really smooth and precise going into gears, so that's going to be cool in the game. Alright, moving on to the pedals. I went with the Club Sport. I believe it's a Z1, 1.5, 1.5 pedals. They're just called CSL Elite pedals. I had to add a pedal because this only has 2 on it, so I'll end up moving one pedal over and then adding a clutch pedal. They call that the load cell kit, so I also have that here. Check that out in a couple minutes. So these are like an F1 style pedal. They're mounted from the bottom, rather than like a typical car that you'd see. So that's going to probably take some getting used to. That's what the box looks like. The way they package this stuff is like really nice. Alright, so it looks like some assembly is required on the pedals, but there's the base plate. Super nice quality. This is like a crinkle coat paint that they put on here. It's all metal. It's like an alloy aluminum. So super nice quality. Let's see if there's any pedals in there. Wow. So it looks like they even supplied like a double box end wrench to put this together. A Allen wrench. Pedals. Seems pretty nice. Same thing, all crinkle coat. Looks like it's some type of alloy aluminum. It's got like a bump stop in here to kind of give you the feel of a brake pedal. So this is going to be nice, mounting them all up and having all 3 pedals. Alright, so we are moving on to the steering wheel. And like it says there, steering wheel, it's for Xbox One and also the PC. So that makes it nice because I can rip a little bit on Forza and then move over to like Assetto Corsa or something like that. I know that's pretty much a popular one a lot of guys are doing out there. And it's going to be cool just like downloading some like local tracks and trying Ibisu Circuit. I'm pretty pumped for that. Alright, that's what the box looks like. Pretty cool. Where they display it for Windows 10 and Xbox. I really wanted like the deep dish like wheel for drifting, but this is kind of nice the way the controls are set up on it. And it has like an LED light on top. It shows you like, I believe what gear you're in. It's got paddle shifters built onto it, so you can do a little bit of everything with it. You can do like time attack, drift, whatever it really suits you. I think I'm also going to try some time attack too, so. This is pretty legit. Like this actually came with like a case that you'd see on like an actual steering wheel. Like I have a Momo wheel and it was shipped exactly like this. This is pretty crazy. Alright. Damn. This quality is really nice. It's got like aluminum paddle shifters on it. I believe this is like a quick release, the way they designed this. You just got like one clasp right here. Tighten it down. That's going to light up for the LEDs, all your controls. Alright, so we're moving on to the wheelbase itself. And Fanatec actually sells a couple different wheelbases depending on what your budget is. I ended up going with the lower end one, which I believe is still going to be fine for what I'm looking to do. They have a version 2.5 wheelbase, which basically I think it gives you a little bit more feedback, and it's just you know, they just revised a couple things on it. But I've seen a couple guys using these, and again, they seem to be fine. So for my first simulator setup, I think I'm going to give this one a try. Alright, so there it is. That's the wheelbase. It's going to get mounted to the frame, and this is where the wheel is going to slide on. You can see this is all like CNC'd aluminum, the way this is made. It's going to have all the LEDs right here for the shift lights, so it should be pretty nice. Power button on mode. Kind of almost has like a carbon fiber look to it, but again, really nice quality. This thing is like really beefy, I think. So here's everything laid out: the wheel, the pedals, the shifter, the handbrake, the base, and obviously the load cell kit. So now I'm going to start building a frame. Alright, so that's all the stuff that I got. Now I have to start building the frame for the, basically just to hold everything. I have an FRS seat that I pulled out of the project car, so I think that'll work out perfectly. I can slide it back and forth, adjust the backrest and everything else. So yeah, off to that. Alright, so we're here at the shop. I'm just laying out all the materials to build this. I ended up getting 8 pieces of 16 gauge tubing. It's like a 1x1 measurement on that, and I tried to find like the lightest stuff I could that was still going to be strong and not really too flimsy. Obviously in this situation aluminum would have been best, but it would have been really pricey, and I'm trying to keep costs to a minimum here. You know, I know you can go out and buy these setups for probably $250–300, but I figured building it myself is, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve, just getting this all set up, and you know, I just like taking on projects, so I think this is gonna come out nice. I ended up bringing all this stuff. I'm just gonna unbox it and kind of lay out where I want the shifter and the steering wheel and the pedals. Frame pretty much welded up. Like I said, it ended up being about 4 feet long and 2 feet wide, and the back of the seat is going to end up being probably, let's say 10 inches off the back once I push it back to where I want it. So I don't think I'm going to have any problems with this thing tilting back. That's probably my only main concern, but I think once it has the weight of the steering wheel and the whole frame up here, I think it'll kind of equal things out. But what I decided on was the frame that's going to hold the pedals. I'm going to end up making this so that this kind of rotates up, it's going to be a whole square frame, because the way the pedals are positioned, it might be fine, but if I want to bring them up at all this way to kind of, you know, just fine tune it, I figured it would be better to have that little bit of adjustment. So I've got basically just a washer with a nut. That nut's going to weld into the tubing, and then I can loosen this bolt right here and I'll be able to tilt this whole thing up. So that's basically what I'm working on right now.